All right, I got another video for you guys. Let's check this one out. Let's check this one out. Hopefully, you guys will like it as well. All right, let's check this one out. Again, this is a 7 minute long video, so I ain't gonna play it fully. And then react to it. I'm gonna react to it while we're watching. So let's check it out.
So I ghosted my boyfriend on New Year's Eve, and I have not spoken to him since. Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months. A year on February 2nd, we will have been together. Okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting. So let's start there, right? So recently,
He sounds like a good adult. He sounds like a stable adult. Okay, cool.
I obviously, like you all have known, I have become unemployed. And I have not been able to find a job. I have put in like 30 applications a day. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews. So I've been literally struggling, and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. Okay.
Okay, she sounds like a struggling adult. Okay, can't even afford her bills. I mean, unemployment. I get it. It happens. You should have a savings account for these kind of situations. You should have. This is the thing where I'm a big promoter of have an investment, have an investment and a savings account, money for emergencies, so you can weather the storms that can and most likely will happen. Be a responsible adult. Build a savings account. Build an investment account. Build an emergency account. Be a responsible adult.
Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing.
Having hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then nothing. What? Does that make sense to you? How you have hundreds of thousands of dollars and then have nothing? Sounds like you are an irresponsible adult. How can you have hundreds of thousands and not have one, a savings account, two, an investment account, three, an emergency account? Hundreds of thousands? It's like it sounds like you were irresponsible with your money. Sounds like it. Sounds like you if you had hundreds of thousands of dollars and now you had nothing. What? Did you are you stupid?
But that's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man, and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together. Like, I don't have anything on the rent. And so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3 bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. He also has a best friend.
So now because you made mistakes. I mean, yes, the whole getting laid off is not your mistake, but being irresponsible with your money is. Being irresponsible with your money is your mistake. Yes, it's a 1 year relationship. I mean, it's not a short relationship, but it's not a long relationship either. So, yeah, I mean, men aren't it's like men aren't jumping to have you move in with them only when a 1 year relationship. It's like people divorce after 10 years. So really it's like 1 year, it's not that long. It's not as long as people think. So, especially not as long as, being comfortable with having you live with him.
friend, his best friend lives with him, mind you, and has been living with him for however many years that he's like lived there, almost the whole time he's lived there. And so I'm like, if his best friend can live with him, why not his girlfriend, you know? So I'm like, hey,
His best friend. His his best friend is not someone he just known for a year. It's his best friend. Are women? This is like women can leave a man after 10 years, a 10-year relationship. It's like, so really, it doesn't mean much. And for you only been with him for 1 year. This is a thing where a lot of men believe, bros before hoes.
I need a place to stay. Which honestly, in hindsight, I should have even have to ask for that. He knew I was struggling. He should have said, "Hey, let me take something off of your plate. Like, come stay with me so that you can breathe and get this." If he really cared about me, he would have said that, but he didn't. He sat there and he watched me struggle, and then watched me get to the point where I was like, "Hey, I just need a break. Like, I'm literally so depressed. I'm losing my mind. I can't find anything. Can you please help me?" And he said, "No." He said, "No." He said, "No, you cannot live with me." Mind you, living with him is free. Doesn't cost him anything. He said, "No."
Would it? Wouldn't his bills increase if you live with him? The grocery cost, the utility cost, wouldn't that increase if you live with him because you would use more of it? And it's like he wouldn't you invade his space? It's maybe that's not, free of mind. Yeah, I mean, glasses is like glasses makes my eyes tired really quickly. Or, after a good amount of time. So, it happens. This is the price of wearing glasses. Yeah, um it's a killer.
I can't live with him. At first, he goes, "Oh, I like that we have our own places to retreat to when we get into our arguments." And wrong answer. Number one, when we get into arguments, we never leave. Like, we stay in the same room and we continue to talk it out until we work it through, which I think is a really good habit that we have and a really good green flag that we have in our relationship. Yes, do we get into arguments? So does everyone. Yes, do I lose my cool? I'm a woman, but I rein it back in and we figure it out, and nobody goes home. So that's a weird thing to say. We've never even done that. Second of
But it's a difference when you actually are in close quarters and maybe see each other every day. It's a level that this is a thing where women don't understand. It's a higher level of responsibility. It really is. Living with each other is a higher level of responsibility. It's a higher level of commitment that maybe he see that you both weren't ready for it.
all, that sounds like a problem to me, not a solution. When we get into arguments, we should not be leaving, because what happens when we get married? There's no way to go. We both live in the same house. So maybe that's not a good habit to start. Being that we have not started yet, maybe let's not start that now. On our very first date, I told him that I wanted to be engaged within a year. I said, after a year, I want to be engaged. He said that's plenty of enough time for someone to know whether or not they want to get married or not. This is what he said. We have talked about it, I shit you not, probably 10 times throughout this year. And never once did he say, "I don't think this is going well enough for that to be a realistic goal anymore." Never once did he say, "Hey, like, let's pump the brakes. I don't think that we're doing that well for it to get to that." So I'm thinking we're doing well. We're on schedule. After a year or a year and a half, we'll probably get engaged. Then he goes, "I don't think I want to live with someone again until I'm married to them," which is some new boundary that he literally just made up, because he's never said that the whole time we've been together. And I go, maybe it's not a good idea that you live with someone after you already got married to them, because what if you guys are not compatible to live together and you don't know that until after you're already married? Then what? That's really dumb, actually. And so I'm like, okay, that's a completely new thing, but granted,
I may be alone on that, but I mean, I agree with her on that part. I mean, I agree that living with each other before marriage may be, I mean, to each their own, right? To each their own. But I do believe if living with each other is a helpful thing. So you can understand, how you both would react to or deal with certain situations when you live with each other. Because I think I think it's a big commitment. Living with each other is a huge commitment and a drastic change. I really do. I mean, same with sex. Like, I get it. Who people who wait until marriage to have sex, I get it. I get people who wait until marriage to live with each other. I'm not saying I don't get those kind of arguments, but in all honesty, I personally believe that people should know how things would be in almost every kind of situation with this person. So you know that, okay, how would you act if your partner gets angry? How would you act if your partner gets happy? How would you act if your partner is around friends? It's just like, so you if you're in every kind of situation with your partner, you're not blindsided. You're not blindsided all of a sudden like, oh, how you act when your partner consistently have clothes on the floor. You're married and now, okay, now, oh, how are you acting now? Would if your partner consistently have clothes on the floor? I mean, you should have known that already. You should have experienced that event way before the marriage. That's the thing where I think there should be steps before commit marriage because I think marriage is a high level commitment. I honestly believe that boyfriend and girlfriend living with each other, marriage, children. I think there's a it's like ascending level of responsibility and commitment. So I don't know.
It's been a year. We set our goal for a year. Are we going to get married? And he goes, no, that was your goal. Since when was this my goal? It was my goal, but like, I thought we were in agreement because you never said that we weren't in agreement. Clearly, I made all this up in my head, and this was never a goal. I just thought it was a goal because I
It didn't sound like he. I think she accepted his silence as agreeing. When he, this is a thing where women honestly they need. The problem is that women need to actually get men to voice an opinion. I think the problem is that women are fine with men not having opinion and accepting that no opinion, no at least verbal opinion means agreeing. No, no, that's faulty. If he doesn't say his opinion, if he doesn't say that he actually is agree or gives an opinion on it, don't accept silence as agreeing. I think that's where she's wrong in that. But he's also wrong in not actually voicing his opinion. But
continuously talked about it, and he never said that it was unrealistic. As a matter of fact, he said the quite opposite, that it was a realistic goal to have, and never once, as we neared.
I think he said it's a realistic goal for you to have. Doesn't say that he has the same goal. I mean, again, I mean, I'm not, no one's there in their conversation, so you don't know for sure. But yeah, it's a realistic. Two things can be true at once, right? It can be a realistic goal, which it is, but it's not a goal for me. That's probably how he was thinking.
To the end of that year, did he ever say, hey, I don't think we're close to being married? So imagine my surprise when he says, I don't think we're close to being married. We still have things to figure out. Because a couple of nights ago, I got super irritated at him and yelled at him and told him to leave my house. And apparently, that's enough of a reason for him to be like, whoa, I don't want to marry her. All right.
Didn't she just say that if you guys have an argument, you don't leave? Didn't she just say that? And then she just did the opposite of that. She just did she just said that she had an argument and told her man to leave. When a few seconds ago she said that you guys shouldn't. Huh. The hypocrisy in that. Ugh.
So yeah, and so I said, hey, I'm actually scared that I'm gonna be homeless because these. Oh. I said I'm actually thinking I'm gonna be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills.
Consistently inconsistent. That's women in a nutshell. That is women in the nutshell. That's right.
Keep coming, and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources, and I think I'm gonna end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm gonna end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless. And he goes, well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before. What the fuck? So basically, he said, yeah, no, I'm not gonna help you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I know it's hard, but basically, he told me that you never really do have any.
I do admit I don't think he's that into her. I mean, like, I don't know. As a man, if my girl was struggling, I'll probably step in. But you know, there would be, I'm not gonna. It's gonna be, you know, I'll still be the king of my castle. But yeah, I would. I'll be there for my girl. But I think he wasn't that into you.
Anybody to depend on, and you come alone in this world, and you are your own person, and you should be your number one priority because nobody else is going to be dependable, which I translated to, he is not someone I can depend on. Why would I ever marry someone that I can't depend on? I'm a dependable person. I've had friends that I've let stay with me, that I've given a place to stay for free, that I've been able to like say, hey, you can lean on me. Like, don't worry about nothing. Take a break. I got you. So if I can be dependable to my friends, you can be dependable to your girlfriend.
Well, it looks like he's dependable to his friends. I just think that he doesn't see a future with her. This is a thing where it happens. It happens, man or woman. A lot of people use certain partners as stepping stones. You don't want to be single. You don't want to be alone. So in the meantime, you'll settle for whoever. I think that's the case. I think that's the case here. He's not that into you. He doesn't see a future with you. It's funny. I said this recently. I said this recently in a TikTok video of mine that I think it's funny that women are so picky. Women are the gender that is insanely picky, that have insane or high standards, yet they consistently prove that they pick wrong consistently. It amazes me with being so insanely picky, having such high standards, yet you consistently prove that you have terrible judgment in people, that you consistently pick wrong. It amazes me.
It's not a crazy concept. Yeah, we do come in this world alone, but relationships are the whole reason of everything. You should be able to depend on the people around you, on your community. They should be people that you can say, hey, you do owe a responsibility to the people you love and the people you care about. And apparently he doesn't think that way, and I don't think I can be in a relationship with someone who doesn't think that way. And so I decided that I kind of ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him, and I probably will never speak to him again. That really turned me off. And yeah, that's why I broke up with my boyfriend, because he said it was okay that I be homeless. I should be homeless while he goes home to his 3-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood and rubs his feet together under his nice comforter set, his nice sheet set, and watches his 70-inch TV on the wall and twiddles his thumbs together while I'm out in my car in the cold. Talking about he's.
I mean, are you jealous that he was a responsible adult? This is a woman that said she had hundreds of thousands. She literally said she had hundreds of thousands and now has nothing. I mean, I get it in one side where I agree. He probably does. He probably is not into you. He probably doesn't see a future with you. So he's fine with the breakup. But on the another flip side is that you are an irresponsible adult. You are an irresponsible adult. You didn't have your shit together. This is amazing to me. It really is amazing to me in the sense that women have consistently said, "Oh, I have my shit together." They put so much emphasis on, "Oh, I'm a strong, independent woman. I have a career, I have a job, I have my own money. I don't need no man." All that shit, great. Yet when you show that you don't have anything, and men value that you are strong, independent, that you have your shit together. Now you complain that he's not taking care of you. He's not looking out for you. I get it. I'm not saying that. Yes, I get it that it's nice that you can depend on him, but it's like on the flip side, he was he liked you probably because you are independent. You had your shit together. And now you don't. Well, he probably doesn't like that. So that's why it's like that sometimes like women's strong and independent shit. It's kind of meaningless. It really is. Women having their shit together is like kind of meaningless because at the end of the day, they still expect you to provide for them, to take care of them, to you know jump in and be their knights in shining armor. So, and only women. It's funny. It's like only women have that expectation where if you that you should always be there to catch them, to provide for them, to take care of them, to honestly uh wipe out the accountabilities. Because she uh yes, she's not at fault for the layoff, but she's at fault for losing using uh all of her hundreds of thousands, which she said she had hundreds of thousands. Where's that gone? I don't know. Maybe it's a red. I mean, this is the thing. Maybe it's a red flag for him, where he thought he was getting with a woman that's strong, independent, has her own shit. Now she doesn't. So it is, it is something. It is interesting. What do you guys think?